It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Newell. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. But for those of you who do know me, you know that that's not why we're always here, right? Guys, before we get started, today is one of those days. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. That way you guys don't miss anything we have coming up. And we're back with some more Erika Girardi news. Let's jump right in. So guys, we know that this week some big things have been happening with Erika Girardi. She posted an actual photo of a collage of different text messages that they're calling receipts, but text messages from her husband or soon to be ex-husband's former mistress. Now guys, if you look at the text messages, it was so interesting because it had a 3G on it, and the text messages looked like they were legitimately from like a Motorola Razr phone or a Nokia or something that we haven't seen in a while. I mean, some of us have seen it, but they haven't been around for a while. These text messages look like from the Stone Age. So my biggest question is, was Erika just sitting on these receipts waiting for this day to come? I don't know. But in the text messages, it shows clearly that there was infidelity happening, that they were meeting up, that there was a Saks bill being paid, plastic surgery bills being paid, and so on and so forth. Now, who knows how long this was going on, but the main part is Erika did not hold back in any capacity. She actually named this woman. She put her name right there. She named her job. She said that she's a justice. I'm not saying the woman's name on here, but she didn't hold back. She went above and beyond. This is one mad Erika Jayne. But what I do have to say is that everyone is going out of their way to call out Erika and say, listen, the only reason you're doing this right now is to get the heat off of your back because so many other things are coming out and so much other information is coming out about your potential businesses and fraud, allegedly. I don't know, guys. I think that sometimes we should give people the benefit of the doubt, especially if she knew that her husband was allegedly cheating on her. Maybe she was sitting on this and she's finally like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done protecting you. Some of the text messages said things like, miss you, babe, makeup sex. Tonight was fantastic. Billy, but it would be a whole lot better if I were effing you. Oof. And also, don't forget to text David Matlock, who was actually the person who was performing her surgeries. So this is just, this doesn't end. And Erika was not going to let this go away. Especially this woman has been, I mean, these text messages, again, are how old? This woman's been out of the picture probably for how long? You just now decide to kind of put them on the forefront? I would be afraid to even mess with somebody who would be in the legal system like Justice. I'm not saying her name. Erika, however, took the Instagram post down immediately after. I think it was a matter of a few hours, but now she's able to sit back and laugh at it. I'm curious what her soon-to-be ex-husband had to say about it, but there was another account who had an Etsy account called CC Loves You, and she posted an actual mug with all the receipts on it, and Erika said, can you send me one, please? So it looks like she has a little bit of a sense of humor about all of this. But what she probably won't have a sense of humor about is the fact that Dana Kathy from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, along with Ronald Richards, are both just posting receipts after receipts, just kind of pointing fingers in Erika's direction, just showing that her hands might not be as clean as she's trying to portray, allegedly. We always have to throw in that word allegedly. On December 20th, Ronald Richards actually came out and tweeted 4 companies that Erika is allegedly involved with, that her name is a part of the company. He listed all 4 companies, tweeted it out, and those companies were EJ Global LLC as a manager, listed allegedly. Girardi Financial LLC, listed as a secretary, allegedly. New Nation Pretty Mess Records LLC, a suspended member, allegedly. And Candy Rain LLC, another suspended member, allegedly. Again, that's important. Now, when I said Dana Wilkie, you guys probably want to know, where does Dana Wilkie come into play? Do you remember my glasses? They're $25,000. That was Dana Wilkie. So exciting enough, we're actually going to have Dana Wilkie on our channel next week. We're going to be promoting her podcast, and she's really diving into these Bravo hot topics. So I can't wait to have her on here. We're going to bring her on for a live, let you guys ask her questions, and I'll post in my community tab. That way you guys can call in and talk to her however you want, say what you want, ask the questions you want. Again, as long as we're all fair. Dana commented that if Erika was acting as a secretary, then she was expected to make sure that the business and its directors were acting within the law, which means your hands can't be clean at that point. You have to take some sort of the responsibility, and that could be a problem for Erika. Now, Ronald Richards was not done with just tweeting the 4 companies that Erika's names were a part of. He also went out to point that there was a tax lien put on the couple about a decade ago. It seems like the tax lien's probably as old as these text messages from the justice. Apparently in 2010, both Erika and her soon-to-be ex-husband had a $3.2 million tax lien assessed upon both of them. Ronald Richards went on to explain that this means that they filed both joint returns, which means they both have joint liability. He also went on to explain, and remember, Ronald Richards is a lawyer, but he went on to explain that this divorce, this impending divorce, is not going to help them in their legal matters. Then he pointed out something interesting. So when Erika filed, allegedly there's no separation date, which kind of raised a red flag, I guess, for Ronald Richards. Again, this is the lawyer talking, not me. I didn't get my law degree, but I do find it interesting what he's saying. He's saying because there is no separation date, that now they might have the ability to tamper with the date. But why would you do that? Well, Ronald Richards says that the only reason that somebody would not put a separation date is so they would be able to have the ability to tamper with the timeline in order to preserve assets. That would be the only advantage. Now, guys, it's not just Erika and her soon-to-be ex-husband who are facing all the backlash. It's really anybody who is associating with the couple. And at this point, there's a very famous house name that responded, but only responded with question marks and didn't respond too much. It looks like she's just trying to show support for Erika, but that would be Kathy Hilton. Paris Hilton, the infamous Paris Hilton. I call her iconic. You guys say, learn what an icon is. We just throw that name around all the time, or that title. I mean, Paris Hilton is sort of iconic in her own way. But her mother, Kathy Hilton, chimed in on all of this by putting question mark, question mark, question mark to one of the users on an Instagram post who responded to everything that's going on with Erika. Now she's receiving backlash because people can't seem to understand why Kathy would be friends with such a vile person, is what they're calling her. This is harsh. And I mean, I guess a little aggressive too, just to be fair. What they're saying to Kathy Hilton is, you're disgusting that you're friends with this witch. How can you condone pretty much being friends with somebody who was allegedly stealing money from plane crash victims? Another person stated, being friends with Erika only tarnishes the Hilton name. I'm sure Paris Hilton is loving this, but also Paris Hilton has had her own situations come up. So let's just be fair here. Kathy Hilton has usually, I think actually she's always been clean as a whistle. And I think her commenting on somebody's Instagram doesn't really tarnish the Hilton name. But she did just enter the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and that is a messy world. So we got to be careful, Kathy Hilton. Another person went on to say that it's embarrassing. And even Kyle Richards went on and actually commented underneath the receipts when she posted them of said justice. I wonder if people are attacking Kyle Richards the same way. But what I think is that people actually expect Kyle Richards, since she has been a part of Bravo's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for so long, to kind of engage in these different activities, whereas Kathy Hilton is looked upon like she is way up here. That Hilton name carries a lot of weight, and people expect a lot different from her. We expect to see her giving back and being at these big charities and being just kind of like the queen of Beverly Hills, not the one who's playing in the mud over here and chiming in on these kind of messy lawsuits. And I just don't know how far this is going to go. So again, if I were Kathy, we'd probably not attach our name to it. Guys, with that being said, we're obviously going to keep you guys posted. This is a holiday week, so let's just send all of our love and light to all of the people who are affected by this. Again, Nobody has been convicted of anything, so we have to give the benefit of the doubt. I know when I say that, you guys want to rip my head off, and I apologize for that. But until you're convicted, you just have to understand that, maybe there's some sort of answer or reasoning as to what's going on. And honestly, maybe Erika didn't know about any of this. Maybe this was all kept to the side. Sometimes people keep their spouses out of the loop in order to protect the situation. And I mean, just for example, Teresa Giudice. Teresa Giudice allegedly knew nothing that was going on. She was signing her names to documents, and her husband came out and even publicly apologized for looping her into it. How do we know that this might not be the same thing? That's all I'm saying. So before you guys rip my head off, I just want you guys to comment below. Let me know what you think's going on. Let me know why Erika's name would be a part of 4 different companies. And if you guys think that she knew anything about it. All right, guys. Well, that's about it for this video. But if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and happy holidays.
Thanks for watching Up and Adam.